Our journey continues west. Through the Everglades we will drive to Naples. There we will spend time with my friends Brian and Bernie. They are always very hospitable and they came to Monaco to experience the Grand Prix with us in 2017. Morning, we are now in Naples. We stayed at our friend's place, Brian and Bernie. How cool is this? So I always like to, when I stay here in the morning, wake up, sit here in the sun and work, like Cole with Europe most of the time when it's early. Then in Europe they're already in middle of the day. So today we have two meetings. One with a female race car driver, which is really cool. And that race car driver is Natasha Chang, aka Chiney Dolly. Natasha and her fiancé Chad were my guests in Monaco during the 2017 Grand Prix. Today we will meet Natasha and Chad at a restaurant on the beach in Naples, Florida. Cheers, guys. Thanks for meeting us at such a short notice.
That's great. No worries.
Where did your passion from motorsport start? Like, how did you get into it?
My grandfather used to be a huge classic car collector. So he loved Jaguars. He was the president of the Classic Car Association in Jamaica. I really just don't know. I was always a tomboy, and then I really just found a love in the mechanics of cars, you know, and the strategy behind racing. When I just started racing, you know, I said, okay, what can I do to be safe? What can I do that even if my car breaks down, even if I'm terrible at it, I come last, what can I do in order for me always to be a story other than me just being a woman? So I kind of took an approach that I looked, and I raced in the Caribbean. So I said, okay, what will differentiate me from all drivers in the Caribbean? So I said, okay, marketing, because my background is automotive marketing. What would be the firsts? So I was the first woman to campaign a rear-wheel drive dexterity car. I was the first woman to compete in a Group N turbocharged rally car. I was the first woman to campaign on the Barbados racetrack, which was called Bushy Park. I built. It was called the most technically advanced Honda Civic in the entire Caribbean. We did that with a partnership with Honda. Everything that I've done, I've always tried to be just a little bit different, right? So, you know, it's always like, okay, so, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I've done a lot of podiums and I've had a successful race career. But anybody in racing knows sometimes you can blow an engine, sometimes you can have problems. But, you know, even if something happened that was against my wishes, I was always in the papers, or there was something to be written about, you know. Oh, Natasha Chang, the first woman on, you know, to campaign her rally car representing Jamaica in Trinidad, and blah, 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 blah. You know, there's always something about it. So I was able to, you know, be one of the top mentioned drivers in the Caribbean just off of that.
And what age did you
start late.
Yeah.
Late.
How late?
I started at like 18. You know, so I mean, I started in go-karting. So I was born in Florida, and I moved to Jamaica when I was young. My family had a business there. Fell in love with it, didn't want to leave. So a friend of mine just said, hey, you know, why don't you come to a go-kart track and, you know, just try it, just to have fun. Exactly. And then the principal of the team was there, and they saw me drive, and they're like, you actually have a bit of talent, you know? Do you wanna actually pursue it and join our team? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm not gonna say no to that. And that was that. I was bitten by the bug and I've never looked back.
For next year, no plans yet?
No plans yet. We're still shocked that we were able to go to Thailand to break a Guinness World Record with National Geographic. Like, what?
Yeah.
You know, so it's very serendipitous how my career has kind of like come together. And I believe that's all because I just kind of go with the wind, you know, and just never say no and kind of go with it.
So you were at the Monaco Grand Prix last year with us?
Yep.
Was it on your bucket list?
One of my top things that I've always dreamt to do is go to Monaco and watch it from, you know, from the sea via yacht, since I can remember. It's not only racing, but it's the culture. It's just everything, you know, in one that makes Monaco the Monaco Grand Prix. We have tons of stories, but that's for like another couple hours of our lives. We won't get into that. But yeah, it's just, even when you're just walking, you know, the buildings, the culture, the food was amazing, you know, the hotel that we stayed at, and just to see it's just a whole different perspective. It's really hard to kind of sum up in, you know, and you make it easy. You made everything easy. Everything was planned, and I think that was also another amazing aspect why we could have enjoyed it as much. You know, we just showed up. You know, the helicopter rides, everything was just unbelievable.
So that was a great lunch. Thanks for your time. And I would just want to ask you one thing. Is there anything you can tell or share, or like a tip to somebody who wants to get into motorsport, who didn't do it yet, and you can maybe have a tip or an idea to support them?
A lot of young people, especially young girls, ask me that question, and I did motorsports all on my own. You just don't take no for an answer. Keep pushing. If you really want something, there is a way, and it might not be the conventional way, but it is a way. Find out who you are, find out what you represent, and that is a story. People love stories. You know, put that forth, and then just keep going. Don't say no. No matter what, start small, build, and then it's just one step after the other, one foot in front of the other. And that's how I've built my career, and that's always the advice that I give younger drivers.